Hello, today we'll be reviewing the Jaguar I-Pace. Now the I-Pace starts at $69,850, but it will not be the case in this video since that is the basic spec. So, we already have a current build that we already built, and this is the EV400, the most top of the line trim. Now you do have the Oyster Windsor leather interior, which you'll see in the video, and your Santorini gray exterior. Now, with all these options, the summary does come with $86,000. Now, the EV400 does start at $80,000 due to the I-Pace being this spec. Now, let's see if it's worth that money. Let's go ahead and go along to the review. Now onto the review, let's walk up to it and unlock it. You can unlock it by using your Jaguar remote key fob with your lock, unlock, your frunk, your trunk, and your panic button. And when you unlock, your mirrors do electronically fold and your door handle does pop out. You can also open it the other way by pushing this button and the door handle will pop out and release and your mirrors do electronically fold. To lock, you can use the key or you can just push this button again and your door handle will pop back in and your mirrors will fold. Now when opening the door to the I-Pace, it does feel really solid and sound very heavy. At first impression, the interior of the I-Pace is gorgeous with a well thought out dash, beautiful wood, and elegant aluminium trim. Now when the I-Pace is powered off, in your gauge cluster screen, it does show some information like your range, your mileage, your charge to empty, and your date. Now powering on the I-Pace is not any different from any other gasoline vehicle. The key just has to be in proximity to the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, and hit this dash mounted button here to power up. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and check out the exterior of the Jaguar I-Pace. But before we do that, let's turn on our headlights and our hazards, which do make a very satisfying and luxurious sound. Now when you exit the vehicle with the door open, the vehicle does chime at you. And the I-Pace's exterior color is Santorini black. And this does have the Jaguar's premium LED headlights. And since this is the HSE variant, you do have these beautiful 245/50 19-inch wheels riding on Goodyear Eagle Sport all season. Your electric cap and your Jaguar decaling down there. Parking sensors. Your headlight washer. And your signature Jaguar oval-shaped grille. Now the overall power output of this I-Pace is 394 horsepower and 512 foot-pounds of torque. Now this leaps this cat to 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds with an adequate range of 298 miles. Now onto the rear, you do have your taillights, which are full LEDs. They look very elegant and Jaguar-like. Your EV400 badging, a diffuser down below, and your I-Pace badging, and the Jaguar cat logo. You also have a spoiler at the top, and now here's the thing with the rear. It goes sort of like a 90-degree angle in a way. It goes from like normal to just straight down, if you know what I mean. Mirrors. Now I think we wrapped it up with the exterior, so now let's move on to the interior. So I'll admit that Jaguar did a gorgeous job with this interior. We have your window controls, your mirror controls, your door handle, your locks, and your tweeter for your Meridian Premium sound stereo system. Here we have our door bin, our memory seats, and your window lock right there. Jaguar door sill, and your 14-way adjustable power driver's seat. Now you do have this Oyster Ebony Windsor Performance Seat leather interior, and the leather is beautiful, it's perforated, and there's even this Jaguar logo embroidered in the headrest. It's a gorgeous interior, and the use of materials is awesome. You have your vent, and that wood trim is gorgeous. Aluminum trim, your parking brake, your frunk release, your dimmer, and your trunk release. And here are your gauges. It's fully digital with your speedometer in the middle. And by pushing the button at the end of your turn signal stalk, you can let your date, your trip A, your trip B, your distance to empty, kilowatts per hour, etc. You can also put your navigation display, for example, on that right hand side of the screen. Now onto your steering wheel, you have your multimedia and voice command controls on your left and your cruise control on your right. The diamond shortcut button is a shortcut button you can use to configure things around the car to your desired liking. Your turn signal and your headlight stalk and your wipers, which are automated of course. Now here we have your 4-spoke leather wrap steering wheel. It does have your side bolstering extensions and the steering feels very fluent and light. You even have this nice silver trim down below. And your white contrasting stitching. Your visor with your mirror up top. Here we have 2 air vents with Jaguar in the part of the vent to control. Attention to detail, huh? Now here's your Jaguar infotainment system, also known as PIVI Pro. You can control various aspects and even on the home screen around the vehicle, such as which is Bluetooth, your ambient lighting. Let's just change that for example. You can't really see it in the day, but you can change from various different colors. You can also look at your media, your phone. And in your media, you have your controls, your Bluetooth, eco data, your cameras, Apple CarPlay and Android Audio, your EV, and your settings for your home. You can control your themes. You can find charging stations, and here's your infotainment and your main navigation system. I will admit it is a bit laggy, which is okay, but it's not as responsive compared to some of the competitors. Here are your phone sources, Sirius XM, your hazard switch, your audio controls, and here's your AC. So normal, push down for your heated and ventilated seat, and pull up for your fan speed. I will admit that is very smart design. Here you have your AC, your max speed, your settings for this display. You can select your startup screen as well. Here's your modes for your climate with your synchronization and your air circulation. Your audio control here, you can control it. And your seat adjustments for your heated and ventilated seat. Your window defrosters. Now here is your gear selector. So let's put it into reverse. When you do, you'd hear your parking sensors and your backup camera to show on your display. You have your guidance lines which turn when you turn the steering wheel. And you can turn your parking sensors on or off. You can also take out your guidance lines as well. Now if you shift it back into your other gears, you can have more access to this of course. You have your 360 degree view camera, and if you double tap any of the image, you can zoom in. You also have guidance lines which turn when you turn the steering wheel as well, but on the front. Very nice. Here we have our air suspension, our drive mode selector, our traction control, our mirror, and our sunglass holder up top, which is kind of flimsy, I will say. You do have this nice wood, as said again, and a glove box that's dampened felt lined with your Jaguar's literature. Now this material here, it's sort of like a foam. It's pretty nice. And here's your sunroof. It kind of imitates Tesla on this part, but you might think that you might get a headache, but to me, I didn't even think that there was that roof. Didn't even feel like any sort of sun was even coming in. So, anyone who questions that, there is your answer. So let's move on to the rear seat. Now on your door panel, you do have a rear blind spot monitor, which is very smart, your door handle, and your window control. Now for the rear of the seat, I believe these are tablet holders and your vent right here. Pulling this down does reveal cup holders with this storage compartment, which is pretty hard to open, your lights, and a view of that stationary sunroof. Now let's move on to the trunk. So moving to the rear, all you have to do is just push the button above the license plate, located there, and it will electronically go up, and you do have a decent amount of cargo space. Up 12 volt power point back there with cargo hooks, and just push this button to close. Sort of like a hatchback style of a trunk. Now moving on to this side, the passenger seat. Pretty identical to the driver's side. Like your driver's side, you do have your vent, your tweeter, your blind spot system. You have your pocket here, and your heated seats, which are 3-stage, your power points down below, and some storage. But I do wish Jaguar added configurable climate control, especially for this price point. Now, you do have your passenger seat, which is 14-way like the driver. Your memory setting here. The main passenger will like the I-Pace. Like the driver, you have a vent with a mirror. Now let's open the frunk of the I-Pace, or the front trunk. So just push the button right here, and you will hear it electronically pop. And it's sort of like a hood. You have to find a latch to open it. And once you do, it does reveal this small little well with a net. That's your windshield washer fluid there. It's sort of small. I guess you could fit some grocery bags in there. Electric cap so you can charge the vehicle. And now, I think we've wrapped up the Jaguar I-Pace review. Now in the end, do I think it's worth this much money new? I'm not sure, but I think it would be a great used car because it has all the tech you need in this vehicle, a decent quality interior, and a very substantial range. But it is surely an EV SUV I will recommend for others looking to buy this type of segment. Overall, I rate the I-Pace an 8.9 out of 10. Now, thank you for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.